The Monroe Doctrine was arguably one of America's most important foreign policy for the past 200 years. It changed the way how the United States would react to any bold threats and outside influence in the Americas. For example, President James K. Polk used it to justify the annexation of the territory of Texas. And fast forward to the mid-20th century, President Kennedy used the doctrine during the beginning of the Cuban Missile Crisis, which, by the way, I made a video about, so go ahead and check it out after this video. So who created the Monroe Doctrine? Well, despite being named after then US President James Monroe, the doctrine's architecture was Secretary of State and later President John Quincy Adams, the son of John Adams, one of America's founding fathers. The doctrine was implemented on December 2, 1825, with mainly two goals in mind. One, oppose further European colonization of the Americas, and two, protect the newly independent nations in the Western Hemisphere, while making sure that the influence of the Americas was mainly under the United States. It's important to know that the United States of America wasn't a superpower at this time. Europeans often disregard the Monroe Doctrine. In large part, the United States had a small military force at the time. As mentioned before, the Monroe Doctrine was rarely implemented throughout the history of the United States, and over time, the doctrine was reinterpreted as a multilateral cooperation, which later founded the Organization of American States in 1948. In November of 2013, during the Obama administration, then Secretary of State John Kerry told the OAS that the era of the Monroe Doctrine is over, calling for mutual partnership in the Americas. This later became known as the Kerry Doctrine. In conclusion, the Monroe Doctrine helped contribute the way how the Americas look like today. The legacy of James Madison and John Quincy Adams will still leave an impact even after my lifetime and perhaps your lifetime as well.